Good November morning to you, everybody. Northwood Replay here at MCTV. We are doing episode 10. We're living in double digits of 2018's Northwood Replay. My name's Dale Robbins, along with my co-host, Rich Violette. And as always, head coach Leonard Haynes of the Northwood Timberwolves has come to the studios, and we're going to talk football with you for a few minutes. Again, it's November. We have had some great responses, Coach, in the social realm of Northwood Replay. Our podcasts, we're on YouTube with this, of course, on MCTV, on Charter's channels here in Midland, Michigan. And you have become a pretty popular target over there at Northwood, just simply because of the fact, I think what people have mentioned to me is you are a gentle giant. And I agree with them on that. That you are a man of character. You're a man of, you're a man that has a demand of your team, of the young men that you're molding through their ultimately 4-year careers at Northwood University. But yet you are more than approachable. I see you on the major market news channels here talking about a big game coming up this next Saturday against Saginaw Valley. And I think if people think of a head football coach, they think of Mike Ditka, who's got an attitude and shoes from and not that you can't be Ditka, but you are so approachable and you're honest and you share openly, and you have no idea what Rich and I are going to ask you, but you
never
do.
Never.
But you field those questions.
Yeah.
So
sometimes we don't have any idea what we're going to ask you, but we do.
While you ask that, I'm thinking of something to say right now.
Yeah. I want to follow up with you, Coach. I agree with everything Dale just said, and the passion too. You still show the passion when you need to, like on some of those, questionable calls and things.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And the measure of yourself is outstanding.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Very kind comments.
You do. You lead by example, and I guess that's all we can ask for from any leader that we're accountable to, and your young men show that on the field, of course, come Saturdays. But more importantly, they show it off the field.
Thank you.
And let's talk about everybody else. This last weekend was strapping it on and going nose to nose.
Yeah.
A bye week. I'm thinking you didn't spend most of the weekend with your feet up on the ottoman and with your sports channels. You guys had some recruiting going on. You and your staff and your coordinators going around the country and around the region looking for next year. You're shopping early, but it's not early for you. This is an annual pilgrimage that you guys are doing. What in 2019 that you might have shopped for over the last week in the bye week? What's the wood looking for? Where are we looking to fill?
Well, we're always looking for the next best thing out there. If if you can get it. But we've done our work back last summer, in the summer. Up to this point, you build relationships with the recruits throughout the year and throughout the fall. And then, for us, throughout the bye week, you get an opportunity now to go see some of those kids that you've offered, some of the kids you're thinking about offering, get a chance to see them playing, maybe going to the school, talk to the coaches about them, and just kind of, do your due diligence and following up with these guys just to further along the relationship of it. And so, but for us, we're just looking for the next best guy that we can get. We definitely want to get the best players here as possible, and we kind of move on from there.
You had a lot of good football to pick from, too, with the state high school tournament starting this last weekend. A lot of good ball games, so you didn't necessarily have to travel across the country to get good football.
No, you did not. I mean, and most of our coaches, we want to recruit our backyard, so we're in Michigan. Yes. And so, we had guys on the west side of the state, guys down in the Detroit area, and obviously the local area. And so we try to spread out a little bit so people can see the brand, see the Northwood brand, and see that we're out there and doing work.
Well, yeah, and you're competing with other schools that are doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure, sometimes we don't win the ones we want to win, right? And I was looking, and we'll get to it later, but boy, we're going to go up against a Midland native here this week. That's pretty outstanding, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. So your players, I have one of them that I work with, as a matter of fact, on campus, and I know it was a bit of a downshift for your players too. Probably a good time of the year right now to get that in. We talked about it a week ago. To get healthy, and we're going to talk about your team getting healthy here in our next segment with the athlete you brought in for us, because it's happening for you. Same thing for your players. Not only the physical, but also the mental and emotional part of football. Every Saturday. And the week leading up to that, your players, a good time of the year for this bye as well?
Yeah, I think for us, if we had some injuries, had some guys banged up, which at this time of the year, you're always going to have that, whether you have a bye week or not. But for us, I think it came at a good time to get some guys healed up, get some guys back. We're going to have a couple guys back. Otherwise, we thought we're not going to play the rest of the year. And so those guys are back. It was good to see them out on the practice field yesterday, running around, getting some reps, and looking pretty good. And our training staff does a great job and really working with these guys to get them back for us. So it is good to see.
If you don't mind me asking, who are those players? And do you do anything differently in the bye week and the big game week? Do you do anything differently than you normally do? I know you got more time to fill, but it's not really fill. It's getting work done.
Yeah, it's getting work done, and we get after it, pretty good. Now, we did give some of those players that normally would play, we gave them a little time off, gave the bodies a break. We let freshmen go, some of the redshirt freshmen, some of the guys otherwise is not playing, and guys we want to get a good look at. They had some scrimmages, they had some things that they were doing we wanted to kind of evaluate. So throughout the bye week, you get a chance to see what's coming in the future. But you also, again, it's a twofold deal, because now you're getting the guys a rest that we want to hopefully can get back and have them playing at full tilt. So, and some of the guys that are back, Chase Harrington's linebacker, he was out. And so he'll actually be back. We thought we had lost him for the season.
Okay. He's been gone 3-4 weeks for you.
Yes, he has. A couple guys up front we thought, we had out, but those guys will be back. And then Joe Garbarino, he got his first action back against Wayne State. And so he'll be back. This week was good for him, but he'll be back and ready to roll as well. So,
Coach, I know you never like to give it up, and a lot of times it's a game time decision. But will Joey be starting this week?
Well, we're working through that.
Look at that smile.
We're working through that right now.
Spoken like a true coach.
We're working through that. Yes.
Well, listen, we've spent some time in a bye place with you, and while you guys were doing all the mending and doing all the healing, getting those breaks, the rest of the GLIAC was up and active. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at last Saturday's results from throughout the league.
Started out with Ashland versus Davenport, 31-6. Ashland coming out with that. Wayne State gave Fair State a good run for their money. Fair State coming out 38-28. Grand Valley over Saginaw Valley, which is a very good game. I listened to that game on the radio. It's 31-28. Very close game. Saginaw's had a chance to come out with a win on that one. Michigan Tech over Northern Michigan. That big rivalry up there, 35-33, with Michigan Tech coming out on top.
We'll take a quick move to the conference standings following last weekend's play.
Yeah, Fair State right now is at the top in the conference. It's 7-0. Grand Valley, Ashland following up with that with 5-1. Davenport, Saginaw is at 3-3. Northwood is 2-4. Michigan Tech 2-5. Wayne State 1-5, and Northern Michigan is 0-6. Overall records you see is at the top. There's still Fair State 9-0. Grand Valley is at 8-1. Ashland's at 5-3. Davenport 6-3. Saginaw 6-3. Northwood 2-6. Michigan Tech 4-5. Wayne State 2-7. Northern Michigan 2-7.
And we'll get to the Cardinals and what is at stake in that line. And we've run through the conference standings and the overall standings. We might as well just burn those graphics, because that means absolutely nothing in about 72 hours. Lots of things at stake for you, more about pride and the battle in the valley here with our cross tri-county rival. But you can take some of the numbers that we've seen through this graph, and I don't want to say bolstered records, but some of the preseason stuff and the non-conference. Rich and I were going through that a little earlier. Kind of on the front end, a couple of these teams who are overall record standing really were kind of padded on the front end. And you guys, you ain't looking for excuses. You guys didn't get any pad at all. You played without pads your first 6 weeks of the season, if I may. So we're going to get a lot deeper into that conversation, but we're going to bring in the youth of America. And we're going to, you brought us a guest this morning. We've had him on before, and we're going to do it again because he's an old pro.
Joey?
Yeah, Joey.
Joey's an old pro.
Oh, you gave it away. That was a tease.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, Joey Garbarino.
I knew it.
Straighten your tie, brother. We're bringing you on set, and we're going to do that right after this message from MCTV here on Northwood Replay 2018.
With an amazing studio, fantastic equipment, and a stellar production trailer, there's no better time to become an MCTV producer or volunteer. You can even make your own television show. Check out some of our upcoming training dates and call our station to get started today. For more information on trainings or anything else related to MCTV or MGTV, make sure you check out the city's website. And don't forget to like MCTV on Facebook.
Hi, welcome back, everybody. Dale Robbins, Rich Violette, and yes, Joey Garbarino, number 8, the junior quarterback out of De La Salle High School in Warren, Michigan. So good to see you, first of all, standing upright. Second of all, I didn't recognize you. First 3 weeks I saw you after your injury, unless it had a sling on it, I didn't even know it was you. You're sling-free here with us this morning. And as importantly, a weekend ago, Joey, you got another few snaps underneath your belt down at Wayne State. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's nice to see you guys again.
Good, man. You too. You too. So let's talk a little bit about 2018. It is not what you envisioned in your third year as a starter at Northwood University. Injuries plagued you early. You bounded up from them, as you always do, and then all of a sudden another one reached up and snagged you, this time a shoulder. But gosh darn it, you're suiting up, you're putting your helmet back on, and you're back in the shotgun. How's that feel for you, and is that a long road in a short season?
Yeah, it was a very long road. It was a blessing in disguise because normally with that injury, it's out for the year, so everyone already was like, all right, Joey's out for the year. And then all of a sudden I go to the doctors, and they're like, hey, you're good to go if you want to play this Saturday. And we're all like,
cool.
What?
Wow.
And so, yeah, that got me really excited, and then now we're in the shoes we are today.
Right.
Joe, you're fun to watch.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, you got great command of the offense. You're a leader. The quarterback position always gets the glory, right? Tell me something about that position that the average viewer might not know. You know, it could be midline. It could, you know, there's a lot of things that go into that quarterback position other than, you know, just handing the ball off or running with it.
Yes. A lot of times the quarterback's, actually every time, is the commander-in-chief of the offense. But with triple option offense, he's kind of the guy who tells everyone to do. So with our wingback blocking assignments, like the quarterback has to tell them like kind of what to do during the cadence. You guys might not see that, and then the quarterback also got to know what everyone's doing. And a lot of people will be like looking at me, being like, "Oh, I forgot like what I do this play," and then I would have to be like, "Oh, you just blocked the mic back" or something like that.
Sure.
So a lot of people don't know that quarterbacks just doesn't have to know their position, but they know everyone's position. So it's a lot on your plate, but you just gotta handle it.
And you are the coach on the field, and they respect that, and they know that. Players are taught that early on, right?
Yep, exactly.
Good.
Now, talk about a blessing in disguise, and if I may, you look really good on the sideline, and I got no idea what you guys are doing all the time. But you had a headset on, you're standing next to your coordinators, and you're getting the calls from the press box. You've actually been blessed with having that opportunity, having the knowledge that you do, and sharing it with youth. You have got you've got a lot of youngsters looking to you who have now had opportunities for some playing time. Christian Martinez to be the first example I used, in that they are looking to you as under your leadership to learn some of that about the game as well. How do you like that mentor role?
I kind of like it. In the quarterback room at Northwood, we kind of have a really, really, really good relationship, and it's kind of like the one man down, next man up.
Right.
And we all are kind of very advanced in our offense for us being a quarterback group. And we actually have a system kind of to where the one quarterback being like me, and I'm watching the front seven and seeing like what they're doing, so I can relay to Christian or whoever's in at the time. Just, oh, you got to do this, like watch out for that. And then Spencer McCourt, who's also a veteran, knows the secondary. He'll look at the secondary and be like, hey, the corners are trapping. There's gonna be a hole shot, or they're playing cover 2 more. And so we have a good thing. And then even Grant Dunachek, he does the same thing with us, and it's just a good thing we got going on for us.
And that's nonverbal communication. You guys are all focused on a different facet of the game, but it's all coming to you and your offensive team on the field at the time. They're all getting something to do based on that.
Exactly.
That's awesome to me.
Normally I like to talk about the X's and O's in football.
Yeah, he does.
I'm going to switch it this time. you won the Axe last year. You want to keep the Axe, right? What are you doing with the Axe during the week? Where does the Axe stay during the season?
It's on a pillow next to it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you guys have some fun with that thing, right?
Oh yeah, winning the Axe is awesome, and we always get to take it home the night of after we win, and it's always a great thing because whenever the Axe shows up to where everyone is, everyone goes nuts, and yeah, exactly, it's a magnet, and so that's fun. And then this year I think Coach Haynes started in his office, so I would casually walk by and peek in a little bit. But it's just exciting to see it, and just playing in the game is also awesome.
Another quick thing against the off-the-field stuff, and I'm commenting all the time on how you guys are making a difference outside of the football stadium and in the classroom and in the world around us. We've got Go Mad Day tomorrow. Last year we chinged up about 3,000 volunteer hours in a day's time. I know you're very active in that. So the Axe means we're leading into the game, but talk a little bit about with your supply chain management degree that is your focus here in a year or so. But how valuable is that lesson of the Go Mad and the community connection that you guys have?
Well, yeah, coming here, I really didn't understand like the Go Mad thing. I kept on walking around campus on like recruiting visits. I'm like, what is this?
I'm not mad.
Yeah, exactly. And then Coach R told me that, oh, it's his thing that he made up, the go make a difference in someone's life. And so ever since like I kind of like heard like what the meaning behind it is, I just kind of fell in love with it. So every year after I volunteered, and I kind of take that to heart because like even if like these young guys coming in, I don't care that I'm a senior, I'll still go up to a freshman and be like, hey, do you need help with your math homework? And I'm terrible at math, so it's just one of those go make a difference in someone's life, and it just means so much to the smallest people or the biggest people, you know.
Exactly.
Joe, with a minute to go, what does the what's the future bode for you? What's you said you're a senior, right?
No, junior now.
Well, I thought a junior, but junior on the field, senior in the classroom.
That for you.
What about after school? What's your plans? Did you intern, that sort of thing? I interned on the west side of Detroit for Universal Logistics Holdings, and that was for Chrysler, just shipping their parts. And so I plan on going Big 3 because I think all eight of my uncles are doing that. And so I think I'm going to stay with the Big 3 and do supply chain operations logistics for.
Good deal.
Just like that. Again, you walk away without a scar from TV anyway. So, Joey Garbarino, as always, man, it is good to cross your path, and you are exciting to watch. So we're going to ask you to do that this Saturday in the 44th annual Axe Bowl. And there's a chance Joey will see a snap or two. Coach ain't giving in yet, but we'll find out Saturday. So we'll be back with Coach, and we'll talk about those pesky Cardinals on the other side of town. And best of luck on the field to finish this one out, and continued success in the classroom and in the community.
Good luck, Joe. All right. Looking forward to this week.
We'll be right back with Coach Haynes after this.
With an amazing studio, fantastic equipment, and a stellar production trailer, there's no better time to become an MCTV producer or volunteer. You can even make your own television show. Check out some of our upcoming training dates and call our station to get started today. For more information on trainings or anything else related to MCTV or MGTV, make sure you check out the city's website. And don't forget to like MCTV on Facebook.
Hi, welcome back, everybody. Dale Robbins, Rich Violette, and head coach of the Northwood Timberwolves, Leonard Haynes. Coach, we touched on in the first segment with you. We talked about it with Joey Garbarino. The Axe Bowl in the Go Mad weekend, which we won an Outstanding Excellence Award a year ago that gives us the right to put that game on ESPN3, an online environment. Rich will tell us about in a minute. But talk about Joey Garbarino and the chance that he might see some more snaps before this year's over. What does his leadership and his mental poke bring to your football team?
Joe has just been one of those tough young men, and he's really helped revive us in a lot of ways. And so we just got to keep him healthy, obviously. Right. But he's a fighter. He's going to get out there. He's going to scrap for everything, and he's really taken the ball, so to speak, and ran with it. So, but he means a lot to this football team and what he's bringing, his leadership, and just his development as a young man since he's been here. I watched him grow. He wound up starting as a redshirt freshman.
Right.
And again, last year, and then now, this year he just battled some injuries, like I've said. But we wouldn't be who we are if Joe Garbarino wasn't around.
You can see he's got a good grasp of everything around him. Forget just the quarterback position, but everything around him, knowing where all the pieces of the puzzle fit. You can see Joey's got a good grasp of that. That's a testament to coaching.
Well, and it comes with maturity as well. Been a lot thrown at him throughout his years here, and so now you would expect now in his third year, at the helm, that he should know the offense. He should know it inside out, and that's the requirement of those quarterbacks. And I don't care what system you come out of, you need to know what everyone's doing, and so because it begins and ends with you as a quarterback. So, and he's definitely got some good coaching. Coach Arnold's our quarterbacks coach, and he does a good job with those guys. And our room is really good, the quarterback room. So those guys, tight knit group.
Good. Switching to SVSU.
Let's.
Boy, they got some talent on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
They've played some, as Dale said, maybe some weaker opponents earlier in the year, some tougher opponents later in the year. They've lost 3 of their last 4. Okay. They got an outstanding quarterback, threw for 15 touchdowns. They've got an outstanding receiver, caught 10 of those 15 touchdowns. And I believe their running backs also got 10 carries on the ground in the end zone.
He does.
What do you do to limit the big plays for those particular individuals?
Well, obviously, yes, they're very talented, both offensively and defensively, and so it's one of those things you just got to slow them down, and we just got to do our job and tell our guys to play within the scheme, and obviously, and they got to make some plays because they're gonna throw the ball up to Chad. We got to go and we got to compete against them, and so yeah, they got a lot better. Their offensive line, there's not much talk about the O-line, but the O-line has gotten significantly better, and those guys, as a whole team, they have come a long way. They started young, and now all those guys they're a little older now, and juniors and seniors. And so at the end of the day, yeah, they're talented. But for us, we got to go out there and we have to do what we do. We have to go out and finish. We have to go out and do all those things coaches talk about.
Well, and if we bring, we can step up and play really good defense. We can. We showed it against Davenport.
We did.
And I don't mean to steal all the questions.
No, you go.
Special teams.
Yeah.
Special teams played a huge role in Davenport win. As we're nationally ranked all over the place with special teams. We do a great job of special teams. Will that be a big part of this weekend's game?
Yeah, I think special teams always play a big part, especially in big rivalry games. Those can be deciding factors. But special teams set you up for a lot of different situations. Whether it's a block punt putting us in a great situation offensively, a nice kickoff return, whatever it may be, a kickoff,
flipping the field.
Yeah. And so our special teams Coach Arnold does an excellent job at paying attention to the details and getting our guys to play at a high level. The culture of our special teams have been great throughout the years here, and it continues to get better. And so, all 3 aspects of the game, offense, defense, special teams, it's going to have to be it's going to play a huge role, period. And going against your crosstown rivalry, just added some more added significance to the game. And so it makes a great atmosphere.
Yeah, Coach, you said something a little bit earlier about the growth and maturity of the Cardinals this year because they started young and now they're guys. I'm going to jettison you easily into your 9th game of the season. You guys started young, and all of a sudden, for as many redshirt freshmen and freshman names as we call on a Saturday from the broadcast booth, your defensive backs and your linebackers with Harrington healthy and your defensive line, which is peppered with youth, they've got some games under their belt. So talk about the growth a little bit that you've seen on to take Conklin and shut him down, to take their wide receiver with 10 catches in the end zone and start to defend that a little bit. You guys have shown some really big growth, I think, in the last 6-8 weeks defensively. Can you speak to that a little bit and about what your youngsters are bringing to the table that they didn't a couple months ago?
Right. Yeah, our young guys and our coaches have worked extremely hard. Defensive coaches work very hard at helping and teaching these young men and understanding the game of football and situations that they're in. But our young guys have really come along and progressed really well. And so, as a coach, you love to see that maturity. You love to see that progression because that's something I preach about, getting better each and every time you step on the field. And so, whether you're a freshman on up to senior, you need to work on something that you know you're deficient in and get better at that. And so with game time experience, you know, the more games we play, the more experience these guys get. They've been thrown in the fire early, and so I think now they understand, hey, this is my job, this is what I need to do. And we're very talented, you know, so they need to, you know, play with no holds bars and just let it all hang out.
I'm excited because you can rotate them and you can keep them fresh.
Right.
You keep those players fresh. You know,
Heck
you're always going
depth.
100%. You got depth and you got experience at depth now.
So that definitely helps.
We spoke to it a little bit last week as, you know, you guys, over the years, you guys, in the last 4 years, you guys are a split, win it, lose it, win it, lose it. How important is Northwood University supports our community? How important is it to have the community now support Northwood, and especially football on Saturday? We've had some great crowds. We're nearing 2,000 in attendance per game, per home game. This is our last home game of the season. It's supposed to be a reasonable November day on Saturday. Real important to get that campuses lit up for you guys.
Oh, yeah.
The student population's lit up. Go Mad Day tomorrow kind of ramps everybody for Saturday. Real valuable to continue to get that home field advantage, because that 12th man can be huge for you guys.
Oh, 12th man is huge, and so having the community involved is great. You know, and that's what we want. You know, shout out to get the community involved along with your student body and everyone else that's involved with Northwood. But it's very important that, you know, you get the community out to see what we're doing and how we're doing things, and because some people in the community, you know, sometimes don't even know that we're there.
I know it.
But to get them out to come see, you know, a good Division II football game is great, and especially with this week being in the Expo. We have senior days, our seniors' last home game, and so it's a lot of things going on within this week, and so it's going to be a great atmosphere.
Well, the Wood's busy, and the rest of the GLIAC's busy, Coach. Let's take a look at this week's schedule around the GLIAC.
Yeah. Starting there with the Expo. Come on out and watch a great game. If you can't make it, it's on ESPN3. But it's Saginaw versus Northwood for the Axe. Northern Michigan's at Wayne State. Davenport's at Fair State, and Ashland is at Grand Valley.
And that is a 1 o'clock kick, in addition to being on ESPN3 that requires an app on your phone if you don't have it. Of course, you can go to gonorthwood.com, and you can see stats and live video from that game on the Northwood website. Rich and I's call will be online as well that time. And as always, 1490 Radio, 25-plus years. WMPX is the live broadcast on the AM station here in Midland, Michigan, and we're inviting everybody to all those places. So what are you doing tomorrow for Go Mad? How you
Go Mad? I'll be rotating around a lot of different places, but we'll have a lot of our players out helping in the community, raking.
Yes, you will.
We'll have doing some clinic stuff with some middle school,
you get into the
elementary school,
elementary
schools. So they'll come to our place, and so that'll be fun. And so we'll be all over the map here in Midland.
The little people's faces on some of the pics and videos that come out of your Go Mad when your players arrive on the field and they're out for recess. These kids are lit up like they're watching fireworks. When you guys
it's like celebrities, local celebrities.
You are celebrities,
Coach. I'm looking for a big day this weekend. You know, the place will be rocking. Everybody will be excited. It's about the Axe, and it's just the seniors, and I know we'll do well, and looking forward to it.
Well, thank you. We are too, baby.
Yeah.
That's it. We are out of time, but we're not out of recommendations. We're going to tell you right now, as we always do, go away mad. We're going to, all day tomorrow, we'll tell you about it on Saturday, we're going to go away and we're going to make a difference. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you in a week from today talking about a win over the Cardinals here on MCTV. So long.